Hey, today's Friday and it's What's Happening, Roland. It's been an interesting week. It's been some good hunting and fishing all around everywhere. I've done some deer hunting, done some bass fishing, but that's not the news. The news, and it's kind of tragic news, is that my good friend Tom Jackson, who you saw the videos last week and the week before, we were out on Headwaters Lake. We were catching bass on shiners, those big 6 and 8 pounders, and we were catching all kinds of fish. And then he sang that song, the fishing song, and it's just really fantastic. I got all that on YouTube, but he lost his house. He had a disastrous fire. Let me tell you what happened. Tom and I were on a hunting trip, and we were going up to see his cousin, and I had my favorite 243 improved Ackley, my custom rifle, and I got it all sighted in. And Daryl, his cousin, has this big farm up north, and 200 and 300 yard shots, and then we're going to get some deer. Okay. And as we were going up there, Tom was talking. He said, Roland, I'm so lucky now. He says, my singing's going good, my songwriting's going good, and I got this new fishing song. I got a fish today song that we played all last week. Anyway, Tom's all excited. He says, I paid my house off, and my mortgage is all done, and I'm going to sell it, and I'm going to make plenty of money. I'm going to buy some property over in Fellsmere, and boy, we're going to build a nice house, and boy, things are really going great for me. Well, we drove all the way up north to his cousin Daryl's hunting place. And as we're hunting, we go out and hunt, and we're just having a good time. Here's Tom. You remember Tom? Here, go look at Tom. There he is playing the guitar, and we're out there singing and having a big time. In fact, I'll show you another clip here in a second. But anyway, what's happening is this thing is really something. I'll tell you what happened. There's another shot. Okay, now look at this shot. Okay, there's Tom with a big old 7 or 8 pound bass that he just caught. It's a great big nice bass. But anyway, we did all this video, and as we hunted that morning, I guess it was a couple mornings ago, and at noon we came into Tom's cousin's house, Daryl's house, after a hunting trip, and he gets a phone call from Florida, or down south in Florida where he lives in Jupiter. His house is on fire, and all Tom could do, because he has a favorite dog. And all Tom could do, let me get you some pictures. I'm just going to show you something about this. Don't show the pictures yet. I got to go through some stuff. But anyway, what happened with Tom was he was so excited because he didn't want to have his dog. He wanted to make sure his dog was all right. He said, I don't care about the house. How's my dog doing? Anyway, this whole thing was really kind of going crazy. I can't get this picture going. And he's now talking like. Let's see if I can get the dog. There's his dog. Now look at that dog. Isn't that a cute, beautiful dog? Well, that's just a beautiful dog. Here, I got another picture of it right here. And there's a beautiful, he just has pride and joy in life. But here's the disastrous part. Look at this picture. Look at this. Now that is what happened. And it's noon a couple days ago. He's got this phone call. His wife's at work. He's hysterical. And his house burnt down. Tom Jackson's house burnt to the ground. Now, Tom's a songwriter. Tom's a musician. He had thousands of dollars worth of recording stuff for studio work and recording, and also all the guitars that he had and all the other musical instruments and sound equipment. All of that's gone. His whole livelihood, his whole dream of moving to Fellsmere and having a nice big new home and selling the one he had, and all this stuff is just down the tubes. But anyway, Tom he just packed up. He says, Roland, I got to go. And so I stayed up with Daryl for a couple more days, and I just got back. We had an interesting hunt, but that wasn't the point. The point was Tom had such a disastrous week. It's just terrible. Well, there's a lot of people stepping up to the plate. I'm doing what I can, and of course, donations are in order too. But I know one gal, a friend of his, had donated one of the RV, in fact, one of these fifth wheel RVs for them to live in, because Tom is going to have to rebuild his house, and so he doesn't have a place to stay right now. So that's one big consideration. There's no clothes to be had. Trying to round up some clothes for everybody, and it's just things like that. It's just so. Can you imagine having all your possessions, like all my possessions, well, half of them are here in this barn, half of them are in my house, but all the memorabilia that you have and all the other stuff that's just so dear to your heart. And Tom is just heartbroken. And so what we've done, and I've talked to his cousin Daryl and some other people that are really involved, we're trying to get up a fund. And I'm going to just show you some information. Just a second. Let me get it on the screen. I'll just tell you what's going to happen. We're trying to step up and try to help Tom out in some way. And I've never done any kind of charity work before, so I don't even know. So I can't tell you what everything is. But here's one of the things that I'm trying to get going, and that is, there's a phone number I'm going to cover up. Okay, right here. There's donation options approved through Tom and Danielle. Danielle is Tom's wife, and she's a beautiful singer, by the way. And there's one is a GoFundMe, and that's Help Rebuild Hope for Tom and Danielle Jackson. And it's the GoFundMe on the internet. And then there's a Zelle program, and that's the Jackson Relief Blessing Fund, gmail.com. And there's the Venmo, and that's the Jackson Band. Now, I'm kind of old school, and so what I did, and it's easy for me, even though I could do things on the internet, it's easy to mail a check. And so what I did was I mailed a check written to Tom or Danielle Jackson, mailed to Jackson Relief, care of Carol Osteen. Now, Carol is taking care of this. Her very close friend, P.O. Box 1163, Bronson, Florida 32621. Anyway, the other thing we're going to plan on doing, because Tom is so very popular in the music business right now. He has a whole bunch of friends in Nashville, all sorts of country and western artists and songwriters. We're trying to get a big concert thing going, a big donation thing, a big fund relief, big music extravaganza, as you will. And Tom's cousin Daryl is suggesting like maybe down there at Fort Lauderdale, having one of the big arenas, rented out and have a couple bands come in. I don't know. That's just one of the things we're thinking about doing. But we're trying to get stuff going. But the main thing is, hey, they are so desperate. And can you imagine? It's only been a couple days now, but can you imagine having no home, no fishing tackle, no equipment to run your business, no musical instruments, and no car? The car was burned up, and all sorts of things. It's just so disastrous. I just can't believe that it happened. And I was with Tom when he got those disturbing news, and it was I saw a man just break down. It was just heart-rending to see the grief. And can you imagine losing all that? And here's the sad part. Here's the sad part. Tom had told me as we were driving up, he was going to sell his house, and he said just paid it off. He had finally just mortgage free. Well, see, with the mortgage, you have to have insurance. Well, he had let the insurance lapse with the mortgage after he paid it off. He didn't have active insurance. He was planning on reinstituting it and getting another mortgage thing through with some other company or something. It didn't happen. He didn't have insurance. He lost everything. That is really disastrous, and it's just one of these things that you think would never happen, a house fire to just totally destroy your life. And but he's a strong guy. Hey, Tom's going to make it. He's going to come back, and he's going to create some great music. So if you're a music lover like I am, and if you're a great fisherman like him, we need to see Tom back on the water. We need to see him with plenty of tackle and a boat. I think his boat was burned up as well. All these things happen, but he'll be back, and Tom will make it. And with your help and our generosity, maybe we can help him along a little bit along the way. But anyway, that's the news for the day. That's what's happening in my world. And I just, God bless Tom Jackson. Hey, if you would subscribe and hit that likes button. We love all our sponsors, O'Reilly and Bass Pro Shop and all these other great people. And I'm sure that they're going to be considering some donations as well. So thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.